So the Steam Game Festival may have come and gone, but in case you missed out on any of the VR demos that it had to offer, I'm here to show you what you can look forward to in the near future of VR games on Steam. I'll have the guesstimated release date at the end of each of the game's overviews, but know that with any development process, the dates may change at any time. Also, since these games are demos, there's bound to be bugs, but hopefully most will be fixed and patched upon launch. I'm also using the Valve Index knuckle controllers, so any controller experiences I mention is going to be specifically for those controllers. Anyway, you're not here to watch me talk, let's check out the games. Because there are around 20 plus VR games featured in the Steam Game Festival, I'm going to try to keep each preview to 30 seconds or less for the sake of the length of the video. Let's go! Antiprism is a single-player third-person shooter where each hand is a spaceship. Dodge returning fire and keep your ships safe. I personally found it to be a bit too difficult to control each hand and try to aim at enemy ships and try to dodge firing at each hand at the same time. This kind of reminds me of Shooty Skies Overdrive, but I think the Shooty Skies mechanics feels a bit better. Release date 2021. Battle Blocks is a 3D Tetris in VR. It was much more fun than I thought it would be in PvP mode, but the game needs music or more ambient background noise or something, which hopefully will be in the final release. The arena space implies possibly multiple PvP battles happening at once, which would be pretty interesting if true. Release date TBD. In Blood Blast, I guess you play as a doctor shrunken down to nano levels so you can shoot viruses, avoid shooting red blood cells, and dodge incoming other cells. There's music, but this isn't a rhythm-based game, or at least it didn't feel like it. Personally, I didn't find this game to be interesting at all, and it'll probably be something I'll pass on release. I feel like they were trying to sneak education into a VR game, but it seems to fall short on that end as well. Release date, March 2021. Boombox is a rhythm-based game with drum movements. Each level so far seems to have a different environment, and movement is on a rail system. I found the mechanics fun, but we will really have to wait and see what songs come with the game. I'm also a little confused as to what decade I'm in, why I'm in a room, and why there's a cat with me. Not that the game doesn't look good, but I felt like it just got thrown in and things seem to be a bit random. Release date, February 2021. In Buccaneers, you become the captain of your own ship, hire a crew and make sure you have enough rations, battle other ships and sail to other places. Sailing, thank God, is a fast travel system so you don't have to spend hours staring at nothing in open seas. Though simple sounding and looking, I really liked the customization and upgrade options that they have, and they've made ship combat pretty easy to understand, unlike other VR ship games that I've played. Release date TBD. Crystal Raiders VR is a dungeon adventure type game that can be played either solo or co-op. Each instance is full of crystal enemies, traps, and loot. You can use different weapons found around, such as a hammer, bow and arrow, pistol, and more, but I found that honestly the pistol was the easiest weapon to use and made the most sense most of the time. There is a lobby-type area in which you can meet with your friends and customize your appearance. I love co-op games, so I might be keeping an eye on this one, although I wish there was more to do in the game. Release date, Spring 2021. For Draco Dux, I couldn't get the demo to work very well as it kept bogging down my computer for some reason, but basically it's a platformer in which you control a little dragon to get from one end of an area to another. Some of the screenshots of the store page are a bit misleading as you are actually quite far away from the dragon. The perspective is more from something looking down on a board game board. Release date, sometime in March. Forest Farm has potential to be a VR Stardew Valley if the game has things like quests, towns, people, etc. You can plant and grow crops, you can fish, feed rabbits, mine ores, chop trees, which cause some frame rate issues, and more. The demo gives a little taste of the types of actions and activity to expect from the full game, but I hope to see more. Release date, April 15th, 2021. Girls Civilization 2 is probably the most WTF game on the list. Despite being called Girls Civilization 2, I guess the people have no gender nor nipples and are born from eggs. If you think I'm making this up, read the store page description. Anyway, you can interact with the non-binary non-mammals by touching their chests. You can also hold their hands, play with their skirts, or pull their hair, although they don't seem to like that. There are combat quests and battleship features of some sort, but this game was hilarious for its WTF-ness. Movement was annoying because on the index controllers, the only way to move forward was to click the joystick in while moving, and there seemed to be no turning movement. Anyway, I'm thinking about doing a full video on this one because it's so out there. If you're interested in seeing more WTF-ness, let me know in the comments below. Release date, February 10th. Jumps VR is a platformer in which you feel kinda like Mario. Grab the power-ups with your hand in order to make jumps, time it right, and get to the end. I found this game to be a little fatiguing on one arm and platformers are rage-inducing to me, but this might interest someone out there. Release date, TBD 2021. For Monster Collector, actual game content wasn't available in the demo, so they had a sort of sandbox mode in which you could try out the various weapons and meet some of the enemies. The mechanics are interesting. You can grab enemies, rip off limbs, use a dragon head as a weapon. I'm not sure if this was a bug or not. I hope to see more on how this will flesh out in a full living, breathing game, hopefully. Release date, February 2021. Now There Be Goblins is a tower defense game in VR. It worked and played the way you'd expect for a tower defense game. Can't wait to see more placeable defenses, weapon types, and maps. You can also take weapons off dead goblins. The demo only featured teleport movement, but I feel like this might be the best way to get around to the action in the fastest way possible. Release date, Q3 2021. Operation Armstrong is a game in which one player, the field operative, dons the headset, while the team of hackers or players on the outside with their phones or web browser help the operative navigate safely through enemy outposts. I love these styles of games, especially when it comes to live stream interactability. This game does a great job of also giving the hacker things to do, and you really need to work together to get the operative out safely. The spectator mode and cameras are also absolutely fantastic and make this a perfect game for streaming. Out of all the Steam VR Festival games, I'm most excited about this one. Release date, sometime this year. Page 1 is a creepy looking point and click adventure type game. I'm not sure if it's intended to be scary, but the unique art style kept me feeling uncomfortable and wary the whole time. This game is a type where you have to find objects around the area in order to progress to new areas. If this game ends up containing jump scares, I just might crap myself. Release date, March 1st. Out of all the Steam Game Festival games, Rhythm of the Universe, Ionia was definitely the best dressed. The environments are gorgeous. This single-player game features you and your sister Allegra, and your goal is to help a mythical creature's habitat from being destroyed through the power of music. This isn't a rhythm-based game though. Music just plays a key theme in the game in solving puzzles. I hope this game ends up being pretty lengthy and not just a short tech demo. Release date, TBD. For Soulpath, The Final Journey, I think I needed more edibles before trying this. I didn't understand the story, but you start on a canoe, so I'm guessing you're dead, and now you have to go through 9 minigames based on human emotions in order to, I'm not really sure, cross over? There was a weird mix of Microsoft Sam type voices
Place more memories to connect with the portal of knowledge.
and real voiceovers.
That was impressive.
So hopefully the final version will have full voice acting. Release date, April 15th. Space Slurpies is snakes in VR. I'm not a huge fan of the graphics, but this game has cute arcade appeal. It also has the Live SDK in case you want people to watch you play with your snake in third person.
Giggity.
Co-op also looks like it's going to be an option in the final version. Release date, March 18th. Sword Reverie is an anime-styled hack-and-slash with magic type game. You can control different elements and power up your swords with them, and the different ways you could use them were actually pretty cool. The regular slashing movements, though, felt a little flat and unsatisfying. It looks like you'll be able to unlock more weapon types later on. NPC mouths don't move, at least not in the demo, but the voice acting is quite good. I can see how this game might be a little grindy and repetitive, but we'll just have to wait and see until the final version is released. Release date, Spring 2021. In Toss, you're a monkey that has to figure out how to get from point A to point B, that sweet, sweet banana button. It's a climbing platformer that also features the ability to throw yourself, and with skill you can get to the end even faster with minimal climbing. As you probably guessed, the more you progress, the more difficult and challenging the obstacles get. Release date, Spring 2021. Troll Hunter VR is almost a phasmophobia type game in which you need to search an area for evidence of trolls. Bring it back to your truck to help narrow down the troll type, plug a correct frequency to annoy said troll, then take it out. So far the demo only featured a shotgun as a weapon and explosive charges you could place in the world, but I felt this game really might have some potential. Now, if they added something like co-op to this, that would be awesome. Release date, May 13th. Ultra Imposter is a really cool looking game in which you pilot a drone to shoot enemies, almost like a VR Space Invaders style game. However, the problem with this style is that depth perception is incredibly difficult to nail properly in VR, so I felt this game might be too challenging and frustrating to be able to want to progress. That, and hopefully the developers make the crosshair larger. That thing is tiny. I found I'd get it lost in the environment more often than not. Release date, August 31st. VRNoid is air hockey in VR. You get 2 different game modes, traditional air hockey or a brick breaker style. I couldn't get online co-op working in the demo, but it looks like that feature might be available upon release. My favorite part was the totally honest controller instructions. If you have another controller, just press all the buttons until you find the right one. Release date, coming soon. I'm hoping that for some of these games, they will feature a longer playtime rather than just the usual 1 or 2 hours that unfortunately a lot of VR games have. But since they're just demos, we're really just gonna have to wait and see. If any of these games interest you, make sure you wishlist them on Steam. A lot of these games and developers also have Discord servers as well, in case you want to keep further up to date with their progress. Which games are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to sub if you enjoy VR content, as well as to hit that bell notification so you get notified whenever the newest video drops. I also have VR-themed apparel available in my merch store, in case you want to wear your VR pride on your sleeve, so feel free to check that out. If you'd like to help support the channel, I also have a Patreon page that I post in once a week, various VR and content creation tutorials and news. As always, keep on creating and never lose that drive to improve. I'll see you on the next one.